Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Rocket, this is Rocket Design, and today I'm sharing 1-minute hacks to level up your digital art, specifically in Procreate. Whether you're a beginner or a pro, these art hacks are easy, quick, and super effective. All right, let's do it and jump straight in. Tip number 1, master the undo gesture. Now, I'm not here to teach you how to undo, but specifically how to really focus on this gesture, because if you're not using it right, you can get in a bit of trouble. Now, one of the best features about digital art is the ability to undo what we just did. We can draw whatever we need to draw, and if we don't like it, we can tap with 2 fingers on the screen, and it's gonna undo that. Keep in mind, 3-finger tap on the screen is gonna redo it as well. But what I wanna talk about specifically in this tip here is making sure that we don't go back into our gallery and then try and go back into our piece, because we are gonna lose our undo streak. I'll show you exactly what I mean. I'm gonna start outlining this hand here. It's looking kind of nice. Yep, really, really good. Obviously I can undo, redo as well. But the point I'm trying to make is if I press gallery here and then go back into my artwork, I don't have the option to undo any of those strokes anymore. This is what I mean when I say mastering the undo gesture. Get used to obviously 2-finger and 3-finger tapping, but don't go back to that gallery if you are planning to have things you either want to undo or redo with those gestures. Tip number 2, color drop threshold. Now, color dropping is one of the most useful things we can do in Procreate. We've all been there, we've all done it before, and it is fantastic. Simply press and drag our color onto our canvas there. We can color any part of an enclosed piece of line work. Now, that's not what this tip is. This tip is based around the threshold when we are color dropping. Let's zoom in a little bit into the forehead piece here. If I go and drag this red color down on the forehead and let go, you can see around the edges here, it's still white. We want to adjust that threshold. We're gonna 2-finger tap, we're gonna get rid of that, and then we're gonna color drop again, but before we let go, we're gonna leave our Apple Pencil on the screen of the iPad, and we're gonna see a blue bar appear at the top here. Let's give it a try. I haven't let go, and there's my blue bar. If I slide left to right, I'm gonna be able to adjust the threshold. We can see the number increasing and decreasing there. And as I increase, you can see it filling up those gaps. Let's try it one more time. Drag and drop, but keep it on there. And look at that. I can pull it all the way up so it fills every single piece of that line work. Give this one a try. It can be really useful, especially if you do have pieces of art with really varying line widths or different levels of quality across your artwork. This can really, really help you along the way. Tip 3, creating a custom brush. Now, I've had videos on this channel about this before, but this tip here can be really useful when you're trying to create something unique and something that is exactly your style only. For instance, I might be working on this design here, and in behind this skull piece here, we have this sort of grayish, I wanted a bit of a darker spot. We can open up our brushes. Maybe I'll choose the soft pastel here, but then when I go into that brush, I have the ability to have a look at the brush studio and really try and customize things a little bit more. We can also have a look at our brushes here, and we can combine brushes as well. So for instance, if I liked a soft brush and a soft pastel, I could swipe across on both of them, and in the top right here, I'm getting the option to combine them. If the brushes you have are laid to do this, this can be a really great way to create some unique brushes that are specific to your art style. I'll give you an example here. I bought a brush pack years and years ago. It's this 3D brush pack, and one of the reasons they're able to make these is by combining different brushes to make one. If I then draw with this brush, you can see how there's many elements happening across the screen here, and it creates this 3D bubble effect. This wouldn't be possible without combining brushes and creating a custom brush. Get out there, experiment with this. You might be shocked about how far it can push your creativity and really create your own style. Tip number 4, using reference layers for line art. Want to keep your colors in place without messing up your lines? Use reference layers. Why do we want to do this? Because we want to keep everything separate as much as possible, so that if we ever need to go back and rework a section of our art, we have the ability to do so. So let's have a look. Here's a skull I drew in Procreate. I'm going to open up my layers here, and at the moment I have my line work on one layer. I can turn that on and off. I could go ahead and color drop directly onto this layer, but when I open up my layers again, you can see that it's added the color that I just dropped in there onto the line work. This is not going to be very effective. What if I want to have different colors, maybe for the headpiece coming across the top, the skull, the teeth, maybe the inset for the eyes and the nose as well? What we're going to do is we're going to 2-finger untap on the screen, and we're going to hit the little plus icon there to create a new layer. And then we're going to bring our line work on top of that. We're going to press and hold on the layer, drag it at the top. and then we are going to tap on that layer and we're going to make it a reference layer. Now, very important, we want to tap back on our newly created layer, which should be below our line work. And then we can simply go ahead and start color dropping again. We can go through, get all our nice colors in for our skull here. And then when we go back to our layers, we can see if I turn off the layer we created, the new one underneath the line work, all the colors gone, or I can even do the reverse and turn off the line work. This is going to be really effective, allow you to be very clean with what you're doing, but also create a really nice color profile throughout your design. This is going to allow you to lay down some foundational colors, but then come back in later on and work directly on this layer. Get out there, try this one, and thank me later. Tip number 5, streamline your strokes. When we're looking at outlining our pieces, again, I've got another skull on the screen here. I have a studio pen selected, and if I want to get in and do some nice outlines, you can see that if we don't have Streamline turned on, it can be quite hard to get really nice crispy lines. I will preface all of this about Streamline with use it to your own judgment. We don't want to go ultra crazy with it, but what we're going to do, we're going to get rid of the line we made. We're going to tap on our brushes, tap on the brush we want to use. And then on the left here, we're going to go to stabilization and we're going to bring up the streamline, and let's turn a little bit of stabilization on as well. Then we have a bit of a draw with it. We can see it's really going to help get rid of some of those jittery segments of the line and create some nice fluid lines that look really, really nice and crisp. Let's try and outline the edge of the skull again. So much better already. You can see how doing this too much could lose a bit of that personal touch to your line work, but it is a really nice way of getting you to get cleaner lines and to have a really nice finished look to your digital art. And tip number 6 today is duplicating your canvases. What do I mean exactly by this? Say I want to make a big change to the piece that I've got in front of me here, but I don't want to mess up what I've got going on. I could go ahead and copy all my layers, but I really don't want to do that. I'm going to go back to my gallery. I'm going to swipe across from right to left on the canvas, and I'm going to duplicate that canvas. Now I have a whole nother fresh canvas with all my layers already there, everything exactly the same as the one before, but I can go ahead, I can try something new or try out the idea that I had. If I don't like it, no stress, just delete it. If I do like it, maybe I can roll with this one moving forward. Promise me you'll try this one. I do this one all the time and it's absolutely fantastic, and it takes a lot of that worry out when it comes to creating your digital art or possibly making a few mistakes when you want to try something new. And there you have it, 6 quick, easy and effective tips for Procreate that'll make your digital art workflows smoother and more fun. Which tip was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more Procreate related tips and tutorials. All right, get out there and get creative.